Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight, we will be continuing reading Animorphs number 5, The Predator. Dun dun dun! Ants. That was Cassie's brilliant idea. Ants. See, ants could get into Chapman's basement, and ants could carry away the small transponder. Ants. This was what my life had come to. We ended up spending a couple of hours debating whether we should be red ants or black ants. I finally left in disgust. I didn't want to be an ant, red, black, or any other color. I saw Jake the next day in school. I had just come out of history class, where I had blown a pop quiz. I wasn't in the best mood. I was opening my locker and muttering about the Mexican-American War and how was anyone supposed to remember the difference between that war and the Texas War of Independence. Hi, Jake said. The answer's black. Turns out most of the ants near Chapman's house are black. Tobias checked it out. I looked over Jake's shoulder to make sure no one was close enough to overhear. Jake, I don't want to be a bug. I've been a gorilla, an osprey, a dolphin, a seagull, a trout. Of all things, a lobster. And I'm probably forgetting a few. Gorilla was fun. Dolphin was fun. Osprey was fun. Ant? Not fun. Basically, bugs are a bad idea. Jake shrugged. I was a flea. That was no big thing. He grinned like he'd made the world's funniest joke. Seriously, it was like nothing. I couldn't see anything. I could barely hear anything. Just vibrations. All I knew was I liked warm bodies, and whenever I got hungry, I just poked a hole in some warm skin and sucked blood. He looked a little uncomfortable. Well, it was Rachel's blood. Kind of. I mean, okay, it was cat blood, but Rachel was morphing the cat. Drake, do you ever listen to yourself? I try not to think about it, he admitted. But look, we want to try and give Axe a chance to get home. And if he stays here, he's a danger to us. We've got this big He looked around to make sure no one could hear and lowered his voice. We have this big Andalite running around Cassie's farm. What if someone sees him? Any controller is going to know what he is, and they're going to wonder why he's on Cassie's land. I nodded. Yeah, you're right. But I almost died the other day. I was almost boiled alive. I know you're the big hero type, Jake, but I'm not. I grabbed my book out of the locker, slammed the door, and headed down the hall. Jake kept pace. You know what next Sunday is? I asked him suddenly. I hadn't planned to say anything. Sunday? I don't know. What? 2 years to the day. 2 years since my mom died. And I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I should talk to my dad about it or just let it pass. but I know one thing. This would be a really bad week for me to turn up dead. I kept walking. He didn't follow me. 2 years. She'd taken the boat out of the marina. She'd sailed it out into rough sea. No one knew why. She'd never done it before. We'd always gone out together, 3 of us. That night, after the high winds had blown past, they found the boat driven up on the rocks. The hull was shattered. There was no sign of my mother, except for a frayed safety rope. They never found her body. The Coast Guard guys said that was not unusual. The ocean is a big place. So is space. Voice in my head said. Somewhere, very, very far away, a mother and father wondered what had become of their children. For a long time, I made up stories about how my mom had survived. Maybe on a desert island or something. But I'm a realistic person, I guess. After a while, I accepted it. And after a while, Axe's parents would accept that he and his brother, Prince Elfangor, would not be returning. That they had been lost forever in space. Lost fighting to protect Earth. To help the human race. To help me. I spotted Cassie up ahead, walking with some of her friends. She smiled fakely when she saw me. We were supposed to kind of ignore each other in school, so no one figured out that Jake and me and Cassie and Rachel were hanging out a lot. As I brushed past her, I muttered, "Tell Jake I'll do it." Sometimes I really hate having a conscience. That's the end of that chapter, and it's just my voice was trying to run away from me. I was like, nope, nope, nope. Enough sadness. Enough sadness. Just read about Marco nearly being boiled alive and eaten. Oh, God. Well, yeah. Marco is a complex character. Every one of these Animorphs is a complex character. Everything starts out so simple and becomes more complicated. And I like how Marco can simultaneously be very understanding and caring. Like, okay, I'll do this because I need to help out. And then also be, I fucking hate this shit. Like, both at the same time, like, it's in it, just the battle inside of him, and it always ends up, okay, I'll do it. But yeah, the morphing something like an ant doesn't really seem that appealing, does it? It's like it's a little insect. And Marco's like, all these other morphs have been fun, but fuck bugs, we are not fucking doing bugs. You can't make me morph a bug. Fine. And you can see Mark emphasize, goddamn, pronouncing verbs. You can see Marco sympathizing with Axe's plight. He can fully understand things. And so it's like, and that's the reason why. Marco still doesn't want to do it, but he's like, I can understand, and I won't want to really put someone else through that. So, okay, let's help. If you would like to comment about this chapter and start a discussion about this chapter with me, just comment down below. And we can start a nice, really fucking nerd conversation. Now, please remember, no major spoilers. I'm really hoping that people discover Animorphs via these videos, doing a most likely a really fucking random Google search to find, random YouTube search to find this shit, but possibly. So, if you do want to talk spoilers with me, if you're watching YouTube's link in the description to my Tumblr ask box where you just ask away and tell me fan theories and shit. And if you're one of those who listen to this video and you're like, hey, I would really like to read this book myself. If you're watching on the YouTube's link in the description. If you're watching on my blog, link below the video. And both links will take you to where you can buy your very own copy of Animorphs number 5, The Predator by K. Applegate. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are watching on my blog and watching on the desktop version of my blog, please choose the follow by email option. And the real life segment. Yeah. I'm nearly done reading Allegiant by Veronica Roth, so maybe in a few days I can actually get the outline at least started. Outline / script started, which will be nice. But the thing is, I read where Trish dies, and I got to where 4 finds out that Trish has died. And it's like, yeah, I don't need my heart. What do you mean? I was tearing up. I was like, I knew I was sad before, but fuck it. Damn it. And Veronica Roth is a Phantomorph. So she did name Tobias after Tobias from Animorphs, and Tobias is her favorite character. But yeah, it's like, God damn it, it was just reminding me of things, and then I was just made the ending more sad. I mean, you sort of know in Allegiant that we should have all guessed that Trish was going to die in Allegiant. Once it's like, oh yeah, there's chapters told from Tobias and Trish's point of views. This means nothing, even though this is the first time in the series this has happened. Everything's going to be fine and happy, and Trish and Tobias are going to live happily ever after. Oh, God. I really find it funny that in that Veronica Roth, an Animorphs fan, named the bad guy in Allegiant David. It's totally fucking hilarious because it's like any Animorphs fan that read Allegiant and they saw a character named David and know that Roth was a Animorphs fan should have gone, okay, I don't trust this guy. Oh God. And yeah, we'll get to David someday, and you'll. Oh God, I can't say anything at risk of saying something much too spoilery, but I will say David is a really interesting character. I'll just leave it at that. Just really interesting. I didn't realize that's sort of a spoiler, but I hope that it takes enough time for us to get to David in this dramatic reading series that hopefully a bunch of you will just not really pay attention to this part, or maybe half of my audience doesn't watch the whole video, so they won't hear this. That's a sort of a spoiler a little. Not telling you who David is or when he'll appear. But damn. Okay, but yeah, I'm nearly done with Allegiance. So that's happy times, happy times. Okay, now is the Hopeful Wish segment. You say some, I read hopeful wishes, and then I drink. Choice of drink today, tonight, today, whenever you're watching this, is not milk, but coffee. And if you want to join in, you can do so in two ways. The first way is you can submit your own hopeful wish. Just comment down below, and I'll read a next episode. And if you're so inclined, you can drink along with me. Drink your favorite alcohol, liquor, or whatever's lying around. And hey, if you don't drink for whatever reason, drink, let's see, coffee, tea, milk, orange juice. So, yeah. And no one sent in any hopeful wishes for this episode. Hi, one viewer that's appeared. I'm sorry you're just viewing things at the very, very end of the video. I'm really sorry. And since no one sent any hopeful wishes for this episode, I'm going to make up some of my own. First, as always, is I hope everyone's doing good both mentally and physically, so you don't have to deal with any medical bullshit. I hope that Rev Resner continues to have a good recovery. Got a little bump today, but hopefully we can get through it. And I also hope for my own sanity as I'm helping to take care of him. Because, yeah, it can be stressful at times. Oh gosh, I need to set up some x-rays tomorrow. Just, yeah. I just don't want to do anything for the next few weeks. And that'll be it for this video. So, drinking in 3, 2, 1. So, next video will be another episode of writing session. Hopefully this is the week. Hopefully this is the week that there will be another episode of that for the none of you who watch it. But the next writing session episode should take place on Wednesday. And Wednesday is also my birthday. So maybe we'll do something special with that. Maybe not. Who the fuck knows? But anyways, next video will be more of writing session. And that will air on Wednesday. And until next video, goodbye.